Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Gabe the Collector, and we're going to be doing another cataloging cards hobby hangout. I like doing these; it's a lot of fun for me. Obviously, if you guys could come in and hang out and we get to chat, it's a blast. But I like cataloging cards; it's kind of a way I decompress, and I get to look over some cool cards that I bought or I have that were given to me, all this different stuff because I've been cataloging cards that I was given just over the span. I'm 32 now, about to be 33 this month actually, and there's a lot of cards I was given, and I've been trying to catalog them and get them into the system that I use. It's Sports Cards Pro, and yeah, it's just long and grueling, and I like to rip stuff, so I'm constantly adding more to the list of things I need to, more piles, if you will. Put this over here. More piles for me to go through. So we're going to get into some that I got recently from an order that I had in a while ago, and some Case Hit King stuff. That was my last Case Hit Kings thing I did because slowing down. 2024, we're going to slow down. Also, need to go through and sleeve some of these. Me and my daughter just ripped these Lurkana today when we got home, and we got dusted pretty bad actually. Like we got nothing more than rare. Like no super rares, no legendaries, none of that. So kind of unfortunate there, um, but it's okay. We're gonna get those sleeved up and stuff too. Um, but yeah, let's get into it, guys. Let me pull up Sports Card Pro here. Make sure we're logged in. We are. So I bought this Mac McClung not too long ago because I like Mac McClung. I'm pretty outspoken about that. Really would love for him to get a contract. Last I knew, he's in the G League again, and he had said at the beginning of this season that probably going to be the last year that he plays in the G League, and he's just going to go overseas, which would suck. I think he's really talented, and I'd like him to get more of a chance. He's obviously played in the NBA a couple times, when he's on two ways and stuff, but he hasn't actually gotten a spot. So, but this card is really cool because A, I love rated rookies, and if you can see, this is the only problem. I need to pull up my. Here, let me do this. Let's see if I can do this. Let me put myself on the big screen up here because I just made this whole new. I just made this whole new setup here to make it look a lot better for you guys. But with the setup I have currently, with my desk situation, I can only see the website I'm on right now. I can't see what y'all are seeing. Here we go. There we go. That'll help a little bit. It's going to be lagged, I'm sure, but this way I can at least. Um, I'm trying to think how to do this. I did this recently. I think I just had to pull up chat on here. Let's see. Okay. How did I pull this up? Did I just go to my stream last time so I can see your guys' chats? Because I got my stream pulled up so I can see video, but I need to be able to. There we go. Now I got chat up. I just have to do it that way. I need to get my iPad and set it over here or something and do it that way. I think that's what I did last time. So, but now I got chat over here. I can see myself up there, so I can kind of get an idea of what's going on here for now. All right, that's not what I meant to open. We're a mess over here, guys. Always. I accidentally opened DaVinci Code. Not DaVinci Code, but DaVinci Resolve, and I need to close that because it's going to bog my computer down. 1 second while I fall apart. There we go. All right. Should be good to go now. We'll see. All right. So, anyways, yeah, Mac McClung. But I really like. I'm a big blue. Blue's my favorite color. So this kind of like teal here is really really awesome. And I was like, I want it. It's not a numbered card or anything, but it's just a variant. So let's see. 20. Let's just do it this way. Mac McClung. Oops, 19. I put too many nines. There we are. Okay, and it should just probably it's from Chronicles. So let's just pop into here real quick. It's a lot easier to do it this way, and then we'll throw in the 199. Do it this way. Keep our stack to the left there, and that card lower so y'all can see. All right, now we just gotta figure out which. There it is. Should be this teal. Yep, that's it right there. And so we're just gonna add to the collection. I paid like $250 for it, so I actually paid a little bit less than what it's kind of valued at right now. But regardless, it was a PC card anyway, so it's going right here into the base spot. And like I've discussed previously on stream, is that I separate when I'm cataloging. Obviously, I'm putting it into this catalog. That's the first step, but I also separate it in base. Anything that's $25 and up if it was a PSA 10, anything $45 and up if it was a PSA 10, and anything $100 and up if it was a PSA 10. And if you're not familiar, I'm a big advocate right now for Arena Club. Hopefully one day instead of PSA, that'll say Arena Club, or they'll become synonymous, because PSA sucks. They don't sponsor me, so I don't have to lie to you, like I'm sure some people do. Anyways, they the people when I bought that, they actually sent me this little extra, which it looks, since it's got like kind of a snowy look. This must be from like a holiday chronicle, or the holiday NBA hoops, which I never opened any because I'm like, I don't need base that has snow on it. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, nah, I'm good. I ripped enough of NBA hoops. I don't know if those ones are like sought after at all. Is that even going to be in here? What's it going to say? Winter. That's it right there. Winter. All right. Which I didn't have this card, even like obviously I don't have the one with the snow on it, but I didn't have that card at all from NBA hoops. I ripped a decent amount of NBA hoops, and I never pulled Mac McClung. It drives me nuts when I'll rip stuff and I pull all these people that are not the one I want, and it's not like Mac McClung's not crazy sought after, you know. So it's just one of those things. Like, come on, help me out here. All right, let me move some of this stuff around here so I got a little bit more space to work with here. All right, so these two here were actually a duel. Like I bought both of these from one listing on eBay. Really like Corbin Carroll, getting back into baseball, and so I've been, and I like that it came to the league. I think it's a cool insert. So I was happy to finally be able to find one of these and add it to the collection. It's a refractor as well. And then there's the iconic. So let's see here. Corbin Carroll. It came to the league. Ideally, that should pull it, and it did. And I think the base should just be a refractor. I think in this set, the refractor, all of them are refractors basically, or prisms, or everybody's different. Since it's Bowman and Tops and stuff, they're refractors. But $4. PSA 10 goes for 50. So this one will go right there. I hate this. Somebody used Scotch tape instead of painter's tape, and it's just because the Scotch tape, usually when you try to peel it off, it just doesn't peel very well. See, it like chips. I'll have to mess with that. I'm not gonna mess with it right now. Honestly, I might be able to just cut it. That'd probably be the best, quickest way here, is to just give it a slice and then just pitch this top loader. Sadly, yep, that's what we'll do. I won't pitch the top loader, but I'm not going to use it for anything. Really, I'll try to take that tape off at some point, but or at least get it to the point where it's not hanging over the top at all. There are those. Bag right there. All right, so it came to the league, which I do want in a top loader. These are all PC cards for the majority. Some I don't really buy much for like trade bait, not yet at least. Most of the things I buy are just kind of for myself. Now I have a lot that isn't necessarily PC because, like I said, I have a lot that was given to me. Oh man, they wrote their name on it. Jarby, that's terrible. That's awful. All right, so here's the iconic. All right, so we got to add this in here. Have you gotten any good games lately, Blind? Appreciate you stopping by too, buddy. All right, Corbin Carroll, iconic. Let's see if it pulls. It should. He's still newer. Obviously, he's a rookie, or at least was this past season. So he's not in as many products. I mean, obviously, he is in a decent amount because they just put things out like crazy anymore. But it's a little bit easier to get stuff looked up when there's not 20 years, worth to look through. So there's the atomic, there's the Mojo refractor, an orange, a superfractor, and then the base. Then so this must just be the base, which is fine. About $258, $55 for a PSA 10. All right, so we'll add that to the collection, and then that will go there as well. I had little like post-its that I was using for my spots here, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna write on the mat. I think that made more sense. So. Oh, dude, it is so expensive. My buddy started collecting some. What was it? I'm trying to think which one he was collecting. But he's been doing some N64s, and I think he might have been doing some Super Nintendos. And he had like a bunch that a buddy had given him or something, but he needed to try to track down boxes basically because then the price value of it as a collectible became way higher. And I guess, which I know nothing about retro games and stuff. You were always my guy to talk to about any of that. Um, and like I guess you can find them loose. You can find boxes by themselves, but more often than not, you can't find them together. So he's like hunting pieces down basically to try to complete those. All right, I don't think this is going to be in this database. This is a card I got a long time ago. Not a long time ago, but year, maybe 2 years ago. I don't know. When I was doing a lot of breaks with Hit Seekers, which is kind of my local. It's not really local to me, but uh, it was a leaf break, and I mean, I feel like if you're going to hit somebody, a Dennis Eckersley bat, it's not bad. I just don't think. I know at the time it was not in this catalog, so we're gonna see. It's not a crazy amount of leaf um, in here sometimes, especially newer leaf. But we'll see. So this probably 2022. Yeah, 2022 leaf. It was lumber signature stick. See, it just is gone after 2021 Pro Set. So I'm gonna try typing it in to see if maybe it pulls it that way. But I doubt it will. Um, but it's still a really cool card. I need to see if I can send it in to AC Arena Club. If I ever say AC, I'm talking about Arena Club. It's the grading company I personally use. I need to add their Discord down into my description or onto my like channel page because I'm in there all the time. It's my favorite place to talk everything hobby, and I got a lot of friends in there, and it's a really good, enjoyable part of my day. But I know that they're kind of picking up speed and doing all that, and so they're changing like what all they're taking because they only do so many points. But I would assume this would be one they could take. But all right, signature sticks, lumber. Lumber. Let's just type lumber. Let's see. I don't think anything's gonna populate here. A little bit of both. Like this was a pool technically that I got from a break that I did. Um, there we go. Yeah, it's not gonna pull anything. And then there's others. Like right now, we're going through a lot that I bought just either through eBay or other auctions and stuff. But we are gonna probably get to, depending on how long I'm on here, we are gonna get to some stuff that's just cards that I've had given to me and have had forever. Since I was little, since I was like, oh, this is cool. Like I like Pokemon, and they were like a bunch of baseball cards and stuff like that. So, but these are all ones I personally have gotten. It's a cool card though. Let's see, did it say? It doesn't specify. Oh, it is game use bat. It's hilarious that Leaf can get game used memorabilia, but Panini, one of the biggest monopolies in cards, can't. Just say that. Is that my father? It is your father, buddy. Let's see. Set this guy right here. I definitely buy individual if I'm gonna buy. I don't really ever buy lots. If I was gonna do lots, I don't think I'd do it on eBay. I'd probably go to. We have some auction places here. There's one actually every Thursday. Me and my dad might go to it tomorrow. I'll have to see what time I get done with everything I need to do. But I would do it from like those places because they have cards a lot of times. I don't think I would buy a lot from eBay. I mean, I never have yet, at least. It's just, I don't know. I think I'd rather buy it in person. So I used to just rip a lot, which I still rip a lot. I like to buy stuff, you know that. But I do buy a lot of individual cards now because obviously ripping is such a gamble. You have no idea if you're going to get the card you want, and or the value you spent. You're usually not going to. So I've kind of moved towards buying individual cards of the ones I really want. So, all right, we've added those. That one can't be added, so we're gonna move on. These are ones I got from an auction through Whatnot, which is a platform. I don't use it too much, but there's this one place called Case Hit Kings that one of my buddies in the Discord, in Arena Club's Discord, Norse, showed me. It's a fun thing. They do sudden death auctions, which means there's like 5 seconds on the clock. They put a card up, and whoever gets it gets it. You can get some really good deals there. You can kind of get burnt there that way too. To be transparent about it, because you don't get to check comps on cards. You can't be like, oh, that card only goes for this much. I'm not going to spend more than that. You don't have time to do that because you're given the card in 5 seconds and it's gone. So um, so with that, it's kind of risky. And we're going to go through here and we're going to look at these. We're going to add them in, and I'm going to say how much I bought them for and how much they potentially are worth. More often than not, I'm buying these cards because they're cards I think are either cool looking or they're people I like. So I don't really care about the price. I'm not going to pay like crazy amounts over what I think it's worth. But if I get screwed on a couple bucks, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? All right, so getting into it, this Daxton Hill. I'm a Bengals fan, if you don't know. So there's a Daxton Hill rookie, and I love blue, like I said. So it's really cool. This should be. I don't know if this would be. We'll have to see once we type it in here. I'm not sure. If it's a blue wave, maybe would be what it's called. We'll have to see. And this is out of 199 as well. And numbered cards tend to bring a little bit more value. But I think, that's really only more if they're a sought after player necessarily. So, let's see. Blue Wave. So that's what I said. So I was right. Yes, the Bengals. I'm from Cincinnati. I'm from the Natty, Shadow. You know this. Okay, so this is the Daxon Hill Blue Wave. It's a rookie card, and it's to 199. Absolutely gorgeous card. I love it. So I'm super excited to put it into the collection. It's going for 43.64 is what it's saying on its average for a PSA 10. I'm gonna put it right here because technically it doesn't hit that threshold. Um, Also, sometimes there's ghost. Like I don't know what you would call these, but like it's saying that this is what it should be at an average for a PSA 10, but yet there's no listings here. Now, ideally, there was some data once upon a time. See, it says one sale per year. That's put it at that spot, but I don't have anything here. So we'll just put it here. Be a Broncos fan? Ew, gross. Way personal worth with listed value. Exactly. But when it comes down to it, when you're buying for your PC, which is primarily what I do, typically better off because then you're not going to be too mad if you get burnt. So let's see here. This card, I got my little list over here. Paid $4 for it, so that's about exactly what it's worth when it comes to raw value. Obviously, the prices and the auctions have fluctuated, but I'm happy with that. So we're done with that one. Yeah, ew. Who's a Broncos fan? Like current day. Who's a current day Broncos fan? All right, next one up is a Miles Sanders for the Eagles, and this is to 249, serial to 249. So this will be an orange. This should be from the same set, if I'm not mistaken. So with that, we can do this. You click here on this, takes us back to the set itself, and then we can just go over here and we can enter the number of the card, and it'll bring us everything, and we don't have to type in the name and all that. Damn, rip. Why'd they sit your boy? I never figured out. Like I didn't like listen to all that. Like what happened there? Are you really? I'm just playing with you, man. I don't have nothing against the Broncos at all. Now, if you had said you were like a Steelers fan, I'm from Cincy, so I can't stand the Steelers, even though they fucking had our number big time this year. Um, or like the Cowboys, like we don't like Cowboys. But let's see, this one was 249, so this is just a normal orange. So we'll add this one in, and this one's going for $35 or so. Is what it's saying. So once again, it'll go right here, and so it's saying raw value is like 150, and we paid $2 for it. Once again, pretty much on the nose with shipping and everything. Like we got our value back. Don't talk to me about, dude. What happened though? Like I need answers because I don't know. Like I heard about him getting sat, and I'm just like, but why? He was winning for y'all, but I don't know. So here we got Jalen Waddle. I'm a fan of Jalen. I think he's a really great receiver. Obviously, it's kind of hard to look real good next to Tyreek Hill, but I think he's a great receiver, and it sucks that he wasn't playing in that last game because he's hurt right now. Hopefully, he'll be back soon. I don't know if he's out for a good duration or what, but this is just a normal mosaic here. I would assume it's like a mosaic green. Put a space there, or it's definitely not going to pull the right stuff. Obviously, I kind of went for this one because A, I like Jalen Waddle, and B, it's kind of a color match. It's always fun. Let's see. Oh yeah, dude. If I want it, I'm gonna get it, even if I'm paying more than what it's technically valued at, because I want it. That's the reason I'm buying it. Like I don't care about resale. Yes, you kind of want to think about resale because someday it's gonna get taken away from you in some sense, and you want the money to potentially come back. But yeah, dude, yeah, there's some that I'm like, yeah, I'm not paying $2 for that card. Told him to change his injury clause in his contract, and he said no, so they benched him. But you can't be. So they're extorting him basically. They're like, you do this or you're getting benched. Like that's pretty fucked. And you like that team? All right, what is this? It's like a green mosaic, is what it looks like. This is something I can't stand. Talk about it all the time. There's way too many colors now. It's just a green, I think. It should just be this one. Yeah, it's just that one. There's just too many parallels now, and it's just exhausting to try to find them sometimes. All right, so this one's going for saying around $35. PSA 10, and then $1.43 raw. Let's see, what did we get this one for? We got the Jalen Waddle for $2. No, $3. Sorry, looking at a different one. So once again, pretty close. Yeah, that's fuck, dude. Do it or else. All right, well then, fuck you then. All right, so this one's really cool. Being a Bengals fan, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't really remember Jeremy Hill too much. The name does sound familiar, but it was from 2016 game here. And this is a Baltimore versus Cincinnati game, and this is a game used ball. I think that's hella cool. Wish they still did that. Personally, don't feel like I see it at all anymore. It's very uncommon if you're in the hobby at all, especially with Panini and Tops. They tend to be the like the monopolies in this collectible the hobby right now, and Panini especially doesn't. A lot of their memorabilia stuff now does not come from a specific game or event, or it's not player worn. Basically, they took it off the rack, and that just is stupid. I think it completely takes away the point of having a memorabilia card. So it's really neat that this was from um, a game used ball. So it says down in here, not sure that you guys will be able to see it, but it says enclosed piece of game used football, and it's guaranteed by them. And it talks a little bit about the game itself. Like I said, this was from the January 3rd, 2016 game between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals. So I think that's really cool. Highly doubt this is going to be in here, but we'll see. We'll see if it's in here. Obviously with baseball they have bats. That's one of the big mem things for them besides clothing. And I think they actually do bases too. I've seen very slim amount, but I've seen them. So it's neat that besides clothing for football, they do have apparently football, like game used footballs. I hadn't seen it until this. So Jeremy Hill, and it was number 9. Let's see. I highly doubt this is going to be in here, but we'll check it. Yes, they do. Like that is where we are currently in the hobby. A lot of let me find. I got one right here. I got 3 right here actually. So these are ones I just pulled from Prism Football recently. So I pulled all of these mem cards, which is hella cool, and I love Dalton Kincaid, so I was super hyped to pull him. Um, and they say on there, it's really hard. I don't know if I'm in the exact frame, but I should be able to show you the enclosed authentic memorabilia, haha, is not from any specific game or event. But sometimes you'll see it'll say game used. Sometimes it'll say player worn. Um, if it's game used memorabilia, obviously they wore that jersey during a game. If it's player worn, they put the jersey on. Maybe it was for an event where they were handing out toys for kids or something for Christmas, something like that, or press conference, but it wasn't actually worn on the field or anything like that. And then there's what it is today, which is usually it's not from anything. And it's just like, what's the point? We tossed it to each other in the parking lot. Maybe. All right, yeah. So this one is not in. It's not in this catalog. I figured it wouldn't be because I'm not even sure what this set is. It's called Panini Day. I don't. 2000. Let me look real quick. We'll try that. Let's look up. We're going to football. We'll go to Panini. We'll go to 2016, and we'll see if there's anything that says. It does say Panini Day. I'm just assuming. Yeah, I'm assuming. See how small it is. There's not many names here, and that's just because I don't. Somebody's probably never sold this card for it to populate, basically. So we'll set that one aside. It's just a PC card anyway, so it's okay. All right, next one up. All right, we got the Enfuego insert here for rookie card for Ohio State, Jackson Smith in Jigba. who has really been slaying it on. I think he's on the Seahawks if I remember correctly, and he's done. Is it the Seahawks? I'm not familiar with everybody on every team, so fair warning there. Um, but he's done well, so I'm happy to have this. I think the Infuego cards are just really cool. Let's see. So Jackson Smith. Sometimes it autofills like that, and we'll just take that, and then we'll just back that up, and we'll do Infuego. And his favorite Pokemon is Charizard. So this is funny. Hey, there we go. It pulled it. It pulled it for us. So this one's going for $29.99. It's saying as a PSA 10. This one actually has a popular, like somebody actually sold it for that price. So that's always nice. Going for $1 or so raw. Somebody at some point sold it for $10 raw, but that's fine. Let's see. How much did we spend on this one on the Jackson? And Fuego, $4. I'm okay with it. Like I said, it's a card I really think's cool, and I think he's a good player. But something funny behind is recently, I don't know if it was Panini or if it was Leaf or who it was, but there was this card that surfaced on Twitter, and I can't was it who was it? I don't remember who the basketball player was, but it was signed, and people were like, "That signature." I think it was Panini, but anyways, people were like, "That signature is not his signature." And like these autographs are authenticated by these companies. Like they're like we back them. They say that on the back, like we back this. This is official. And people are like, that is not his autograph. He always does this, this, and this, and all this stuff. And the guy that signed it, retweeted it, and was like, yeah, I didn't sign that. That's not my signature. And so now there's this. I was joking about it, and I'm like, now we're gonna start having autographed cards that say not from any specific player or staff, like not autographed from any specific player or staff. I'm like, what in the hell is going on in this hobby right now? Problem is there's Panini just is too big, and so they're doing whatever the fuck they want. All right, so now we're going to Quentin Johnston for the Chargers here. This is a rated rookie. Absolutely love rated rookies. Love the blue color, like I said, so I had to have it. So this is an optic preview is what it would be, I would assume, because this is from this year's 2023 Donruss. So this is an optic preview, and it's also a blue scope. You can kind of see the circles there. That should be a blue scope. All right, I think. Yeah. Okay, here it is right here. Go ahead and click into it here. As of the moment, it has no PSA 10 grades, and that's going to be completely normal, and it's just because it's a brand new product, so a lot of stuff hasn't even gotten graded yet through PSA for it. So, but it's a really cool card. I'm excited to have it. So this will just go into base because $3 raw, it doesn't fall into one of those categories, so it'll just go right here. Even though it's just going to go into the PC box that I have. All right, next one up. Oh, also, how much did we pay for that one? So we can just kind of get an idea here. $2. So we paid under what it's going for right now. So it's always a win. All right, Trevor Lawrence. He's really not. He's not had the best season. He's been struggling. I like T-Law, but yeah, he's not been doing too hot. I don't feel like he's living up to his potential, his expectations. So kind of unfortunate. Happens though. So this should just be a base. I don't think this is a prism of any. Yeah, this shouldn't be a prism of any kind. So this is the T-Law new recruits. This is one of his rookie card inserts. It's going for $46.50 for the grade 10, which there's been quite a bit of sales actually on it. And for raw, it's about $2. I'm sure right now it's about $2, and that's what I paid for it. So that works out. Moving on to the next one here. Love these, the minis. It's just interesting. It's kind of cool. Legacy, which is what this is from, does it. You get it with Allen and Ginter. They also do these minis. Just kind of a cool card. Personally, don't know anything about Jalen Tolbert. Looks like maybe he plays for the. Does he play for the Cowboys now? I don't know. It's got a little blue star down here, so I don't know if that's where he ended up getting recruited to. But this is a rookie of him, so we'll see if we can pull this one here. Let's see, Jalen Tolbert, 162. Jalen Tolbert, 162. Did I spell his name right? I didn't. I put a Y. There's no Y. There it is. All right, so now we just got to find the mini, and it's going to be an orange mini, if we can even find a mini. Let me do this first. It's doing it by popularity right now. That's how it's sorting it, but we actually want to sort it alphabetically. It makes it a lot easier. And we can just run through here. We can look for orange. There's orange, and this does look at it like it's the mini. It does look like it's the mini. That's for sure the mini. But it's saying it's... Yeah, those are going to be too long ago. It's not going to pull these. If I want to verify, I usually will click on the eBay, listings that have sold recently. And I will kind of, verify through the pictures of whether or not that is what we're looking for. I mean, it should be that. I'm just surprised it doesn't specify that it's a mini. See, like this one says Premium Sapphire Mini. Hmm. And it looks like that orange is the only orange besides these die cuts, which is a different card. So we're going to go ahead and put it in as that. I hate not knowing for sure that it is that, but it's really all we've got here. Because this is a full card. This is a full size card. And this, and that's not what we have. So wait, this says premium orange mini. Maybe this is it. This is more like I think what we have. Okay, we're gonna back up real quick. We're gonna go to this other one. We're gonna remove it so we don't have stuff in our collection that's not actually there. All right, so this one was $1.44 is what it's kind of going for right now. And then let's see, what did I get it for? $2. So pretty on spot there. So happy with that. Cool card. This one, I don't like the Chiefs. I don't like Patrick Mahomes. I think him and Josh Allen. I'm not a fan. He's talented, so is Josh Allen, but I don't like him. But this card was cool, and I got it for a pretty cheap price, if I remember correctly. So I was like, sure. So I got this for $2. So let's see what it is. It's neat. I love the supernatural aspect to it. I think that's cool. So I went ahead and grabbed it when I could get it for that cheap. Sometimes some of them I'll grab if they're that cheap, and that's usually the lowest they end up going is $2. That's like where they kind of start them. So I was like, sure, I'll grab it. And this is from Panini Contenders. Here we go, and it should just be the base one. Yeah, so it's just this base one, which is going for like $2 or so, close to $2. But at a grade 9, you're looking at a 9.5's $29. A 9's $25.99. So I'd say a 10, you would assume, would probably be up here in the 45, but we don't know. So I'm gonna go ahead and just keep it here in the 25 plus. We don't have any data for the 10. No clue. There may not even be a population for it. So, dude, I know, man. I'm like, I couldn't help it. It's a neat card. I don't have any of those. I didn't even know they were a thing. And once I saw it, I was like, I want it. I don't want him on it, but I'll take it, especially for $2. So, but like I said, we paid 2 for it. It's worth a little bit less than that, but cool card. Next, absolute banger. Happy as fuck to add it to the collection. This Luka Doncic blue cracked ice. I don't know if that's what it's going to be called when we look it up. From Select, it's typically what this kind of scheme is here is a cracked ice. It's also a picture I love of him when he's fucking got his tongue out and he's like he he pulled up on somebody and just hit something. He's just a goofball. I like him a lot. He's one of the characters, one of the players that I PC. So I'm excited to have this. I don't remember off the top how much I got this one for. $9. Happy to pay it. Don't care what it's worth at all. Not even a single bit. I don't think it's going to be worth that. His cards have gone down quite a bit, which is fine for me. It just means I can pick them up at a cheaper price. But yeah, absolutely baller card. Love it. You can see Shinedown, but then they do something objectively cool. You can't stand Shinedown, and I'm like, well, damn. That sounds funny. Like I haven't listened to Shinedown in so long, but I definitely listened to them when I was younger, for sure. It's not a disco. Is there like a? Is this? Why is it doing it by popularity again? It should be like a blue. Okay, blue ice. They used to call it cracked ice and something. So this is a blue ice. See, it's only worth about like $3.50. I mean, it's pretty consistently been around $5, 3, and so on. But it's a 46 if you get a PSA 10. And honestly, side to side, it's solid. Not really sure how you would do top to bottom on the centering. On the back's a little different. This is definitely thicker than this side. For corners and stuff, I'd have to take it out. Sure looks like this bottom one's pretty muffed up, so I highly doubt it's going to get a 10, but we do put it, I still catalog it that way. But I'm super happy to have it, even though I paid technically about $5 more than it's worth. Perfectly fine. Happy to do it. All right, moving on. We got three more here. Sauce Gardner for the New York Jets on the Epic Performers. I'm not sure what this one. It should just be maybe a green mosaic, or it might just be green because that's the color of their uniforms. But cool card. I think Sauce Gardner's a really good player in his position. Kind of unfortunate he's on the Jets. All right, so it did pull it there, and the only problem is it's not pulling the proper card. And I don't input this into my catalog if it's not the right one. So this is just a base, but the one we're holding is a green prism like this. See? See how it's a green prism? That's not technically what this is. This is the base. So I'm not going to input this into the collection. But this last green prism sold for $1.70, and we got this probably for a little bit more than that. $3. So not too off, but so we'll just set this one to the side as something that can't be input. Blue Ridge had their fiasco and canceled everything. Papa Roche and Shinedown found a platform and did it on property. Yeah, you can't hate that they did that for those people, dude. Right? That's the thing is like, I obviously collect people I really like. I collect, I'm gonna try to get some value if I can. Like, duh. It's nice to have that if down the road I want to trade somebody, or if I want to, sell it to get some money back to buy something, or sell for, I need to fund something that comes up in my life, whatever. But there are just some neat fucking cards, and like those ones really are what grab me the most. Yeah, the new garbage pail kids, dude. I really need to rip some of those. I need to find some. I just can't believe they just aren't popping up where I'm at all. My store used to always have garbage pail kids. It was back in toys. They had it up front too, and like now we just don't have it at all. All right, so we got a Justin Jefferson here for the Vikings. Absolutely crazy, amazing player. And then like I said, I like the Blues. Not necessarily a color match, obviously, because their uniforms purple and yellow and white. But it does look pretty good against the purple. And like I said, I just personally like the Blues. So this is another cool one. You'll like this one here, blind. I don't think this is numbered. It should just be a normal parallel. So we need to find the blue reactive, maybe? It's not a normal blue. Okay, let me do this. Let's get into Panini Mosaic real quick. and make sure we're only looking at that because I'm seeing other cards, and we only want this one. Okay, so we got blue sparkle, and blue fluorescent. There's no huddle blues. Reactive blue. It has to be reactive, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. When it has like that kind of like pow, like a comic kind of look, that's the reactive, if I'm not mistaken. I could be very wrong there because it's so hard, as you can see, with 20 different parallels to know the ins and outs if you're not opening these products every day. But we paid the raw value of this is 279, and we paid on, let's see, this Justin Jefferson. We paid 3, so we're pretty much right there. And this card's bonkers. I love this card. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's of a great player. And $42 at a PSA 10, so we'll slide it right here with our 25 plus because it doesn't break that threshold for the 45, but still really cool. Dude, you don't have to worry about that blind. You can even just hold them until we see each other in September. Like, I'm not really that worried about it. Because and if you do send them, I think I need to give you my new address. A lot of dudes with bats and balls. Yeah, exactly. You don't have to be familiar. Like, I don't know some of these players. Like, I don't know this guy. This Jalen Tolbert guy, no clue. Quentin Johnston, not a fucking clue. I just think the card's cool, and maybe somebody else will. And when you can get it, when I'm on this Case Hit Kings and I'm doing this auction stuff, you know, if I can get it for $2, for a card that's got a number on it or a card that looks that cool and stuff like that, to me, why not? I will take advantage of that. And it's fun, for me. It's kind of another, like I said, doing this decompresses me, and that does too. Kind of just sitting in there, hanging out with people that like the hobby, um, and all that. 42, and sometimes getting good deals. All right, so this is T. Higgins. I'm not a massive fan of the pink camos, which is what this is for this mosaic. I really don't like the pink camos at all, but I love T. Higgins. Just heard in Joe Burrow's end of the season press conference he just did. They kind of brought up T. Higgins, and he touched on it. He's like, I want T around. The locker room with T back. He wants to be back. Like, and he is everything that a Bengal is. So we hope to see him back because his contract is going to be up now. So it's whether he signs again. All this different stuff, and I really hope he comes back. He's had some troubles this year with injuries, but he is just one of those players that is going to be one of the best wide receivers, and he's going to be remembered. And I love him. So I buy any T. Higgins I can find. I don't care, even if it's a pink camo that I don't necessarily like. So this is from Mosaic. Once again, we'll just jump into. Is this 2022? I was going to say it should be 2023. So this is 2023 Mosaic. Here we go. So we're going to jump into the set, and we're going to look it up that way. It's going to be a little bit easier because it's pulling a bunch of other mosaics. So we'll look it up this way. Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, as long as you're not paying just uproarious costs for a card without verifying what it's worth, because yeah, you can pay over what it's worth if it's something you really want, and because maybe it's the only one that's available at the time, and you kind of have to pay whatever the premium is because that's just what it's available. But as long as you're in the low balls under $5, like buy what you want. Like it's for you. Who cares? All right, so pink or camo pink is what they're calling it now. All right, so there's the camo pink for the T. Higgins. $1.49, probably a little bit more than that. Paid $3 for it, perfectly fine. Like I said, he's a PC person, anyways. It's also got no PSA 10s because I don't think anyone wants the really great pink camo T. Higgins. So we don't have any values for that, but that's okay. And I think that should have been everything. And we did really good this time. There's been a couple times here where I went through the cards I bought and been like, man, I got burned a little bit on some of those. Nothing too crazy, but like, yeah, I got burnt. And they add up, especially on the more expensive cards when you pay like 20, $30, like I did for some of the like Shohei Otanis that I got. Absolutely beautiful cards. Wouldn't take it back. I'm happy I bought them, but I technically bought them over what they're worth raw. So I probably could have bought them on like eBay without paying as much, but it's okay. All right, so real quick, just gonna go through. These are some Lorcana cards me and my daughter opened today, and we're going to just sleeve up the ones that need sleeved and stuff like that. Everything else we'll just get set aside. I can't put these in here yet because unfortunately Sports Cards Pro does not have Lorcana in here. I have emailed them to tell them that they need to. So right now the current place to track, not even really track, because you have to look them up individually and you can't put your own collection into the database to kind of track their ongoing price fluctuations. But TCG Player is kind of the best place. There's another place in Norse my buddy in Arena Club brought up. Card Ladder, maybe? I think he said they're on there too. But I think all of that's just looking up comps, basically. I don't know. I'll have to look later. I'm not sure that we really pulled too much that we need. And I would show you, but my desk is not big enough with this camera for me to have it laid out. And I could go through and find if we needed any. But I put them all in order already by commons. Then we're into the uncommons now. I do think we needed this Madam Mim, but not positive on that. All right, so now we're moving into the rare slot. We just got really dusted on these cards today. We got only rares. So in Lorcana packs, you get 12 cards, and I'm trying to remember. I think it's like 6 or 7 commons. I think it's 6 commons, and then you get like 3 uncommons, and then you get 2 rare slots, which could be rare, super rare, legendary, or is that the highest? I'm trying to remember. I always forget. I think so. Or in an enchanted. I mean, that could also be. I think the enchanted's usually in your foil spot, but your foil spot's on the end, and that could be anything. It could be anything. The whole 204 card set for each chapter or whatever expansion has a foil for every single card, which is kind of crazy. I would never go for that. Getting a foil set. I do get a full set of each release. That's my goal. We've completed chapter 1. We're working on chapter 2. I think we're missing like 48 cards. Maybe some of them are here. I don't think we had this Winnie the Pooh. I believe he was one that we needed. But we're just going to sleeve up all the rares. Not totally sure about this one if we had this rare. I'm like positive though that we didn't have that Pooh. We just got this Gaston actually last time we ripped some. He was somebody that we needed. All right, but yeah, we only bought 3. We were at Walmart real quick before we came home, and they happened to have a couple packs, and so we grabbed. I let her grab 3 of them, and unfortunately, nothing too crazy came out of them. But we did get that enchanted not too long ago, so I'm happy with. I've never pulled one, so it was crazy. She's the one who opened it, and I was like, holy shit! It's just a lot of fun to do together. So I do need to put these into their binder eventually. Not right now though. All right, give me 1 second here, guys. All right. All right, now what do we want to do next? That was all the stuff I had to get processed, but I wouldn't mind getting into some older cards. Um, it's just what you're good, buddy. I'm trying to figure out what else I want to catalog real quick. You know what? Let's do this. This is an old. I don't know that I've done this yet, so that's another thing. Is when I moved, trying to make sure I kept everything organized of what I had and had not processed yet. Um, I don't know if I processed this yet, but we're gonna see. We're gonna look at a couple and we'll see if they're in the system here because I highly doubt I had multiples of 1987 Topps Baseball Traded Series. So like I said, have a lot of baseball that was given to me, and I've been just going through it. I've just been putting it into this catalog so that I can kind of track values, know what I have. If somebody's ever interested, then I know I have that card, and so on and so forth. So let's pull these out of here. I think I've went through this before, and pulled out some cards that I thought were like people I was familiar with, which meant they were probably somebody that was worth something because I don't know baseball very well. So if I know their name, that kind of tells you that maybe they're worth something. But here's what we'll do is we're going to take this stack here, set it right there, and we're going to take this one. I think I put these in order. It looks like they were probably in order already because obviously it's a set. But we'll type in the first name here, Bill Allman, 1T because it's for the traded series, and we will. Dude, you'll never know. I have so much stuff. So we're going to pull up the set here. And this way we can run down it. We're going to put it by card number. See, these probably are done then. Yeah, these have to be done. There's no way I had these already. Yeah, see how it says in collection here? There's no way that I had another set. I know I only had one box of these. Oh, okay. How was I missing one card? No fucking way. David Cone, 24. Like, what? Let me see here. There's no way. It's right there. I must have missed it. It's right there. So let's add this real quick. All right. And, well, we can still go through this. We're not going to be adding anything because they're already added, but we can go through it and we can sleeve and top load cards that need to be sleeved and top load if I haven't already. I very possibly could have pulled out the cards that were worth decent amounts, and that's why they're not going to be in here. But we'll see. We'll see here. Let me get down to one here. Unfortunately, when you do it alpha or numerically, it mixes the ones and the tens and the hundreds. Like it puts them in order, but it starts at weird. Where's the one at? Is it all the way at the end? Where's the one? Y'all. Bill Almond. I know it's here. I just gotta find the damn thing. But yeah, these are old school, 1987. There it is. It's all the way down here. All right, so that one's not worth anything. It's just base. Okay, and then we got Scott Bankhead. See, I'm more better off, honestly, with the way this one is doing it this way, which is kind of annoying, but we'll do it that way. PSA a 9 is worth a little bit of something, so we'll go ahead and sleeve it. Still going to go in the base pile, but okay. And then this way we can just do this. 3, Eric Bell. So I guess I did process these, but I didn't, like I put them in the catalog, but I didn't process them in the sense that, sleeving, top loading, all of that stuff. So this is a $75 card if it was a PSA 10. Probably not. A little thick on this side compared to that side. Definitely thicker on the top than it is on the bottom. I mean, when it comes to corners and edges, they're going to be pretty good because they're straight out of the box. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to be perfect because production-wise, things can be messed up. But surface and all that's going to be pretty decent. Anything that's going to be like potentially worth something like that, we'll obviously top load here. All right. next one here. For now, we'll do it this way by typing them in, which kind of sucks. I hate having to do that individually for each one. But on Benequez, some of these names I'm just gonna butcher, I'm sure. Once we get past the like tens and the hundreds, we'll probably just we'll probably go back to the other page where we can go down Greg Booker here. I'm surprised I put all these in, but I didn't go through and process them properly. That must be why I had them in that box sat over there. Larry Boa. Greg Brock. Bob Bauer. Oh. Gary Brown. So I'm assuming, since I'm so oblivious when it comes to baseball, is this traded version, which is, you know, what this is called, is traded update now? Or is there still a traded set? Or not? Maybe it's just gone completely. Dwayne Busey. Ellis Burke. So like this one here says it's $40 or so PSA 10. So we'll sleeve it up and go right there. Ivan Cauldron. Jeff Calhoun. All right, we got Casey Candale here, or Candell. $78.09. This one will be top loaded. This one's a lot better on centering, I feel like, especially on the left to right. Pretty perfect at my eyes, at least. Top to bottom, maybe a little heavy on the top. Back's not bad, top to bottom. I think left to right, maybe a little heavy on this side, but who knows? I got my first Arena Club submission is currently in their hands, and we'll see how my pre-grading worked out for me, like if I was even close. All right, this one's 26 out of 10. Steve Carlton. So this one will get sleeved up. Edges on that one are terrible. Like I don't know. It's not terrible, but like it feels perforated and you kind of see it, and so like that kind of thing. So this one was what? This one was 19, and now I'm jumping to 22. So there's definitely cards that I pulled out of here for sure. Ron Say. Oh my goodness. Let me go back to once we're done with this one here. So this is the David Cone. I'm not sure why it's got two different ones. So we're just going to do it for the lower one. I always do the lower one. I'd rather do lower than higher. So we'll put that in the $45 PSA. Or the $25, sorry. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. We have both of them in here, so I don't, maybe that's why I said we were missing one. It's because there's two for some reason, which isn't accurate. So maybe that's why. So we'll open that up, and I will go ahead and remove it. The more expensive one. I don't know why there's two. There shouldn't be. So, all right, Chuck Krim. Davis. All right, now we're going to go back to the actual list and see if it's working better. Once you get past the like tens and hundreds, tends to be, yeah. See, so now we should just be able to kind of scroll down it here. We got a couple here actually. So Andre Dawson, 3780 is what its PSA 10 is. What's going on, Benjamin? How you doing? Thanks for stopping in. So Andre Dawson, here's about a $37 card for a PSA 10, so we'll put that right there in that pile. All right, and then we move up here to Mike Dune, because that's what I pulled some of these out for sure. So Mike Dune here, only about $1 raw, so it'll go into the base. It doesn't have any data for the PSA 10s. Dennis Eckersley, we know him. We had the piece of lumber there earlier for him. $29 for him for a PSA 10, so he'll go right there. All right, Lee Elia, that's base. Let's see, Brian Fisher is 33, that's also base. 35, Will Frazier, some more base. Yeah, I've definitely pulled out a lot of the hits out of this. Still some in here, though. 36, 10, T, Billy Gardner. PSA 9's going for 15. So I'm going to go ahead and sleeve that and put that in the 25 plus pile, because I feel like if your PSA 9's going for 15, probably going to be able to pull a little bit more as the 10. All right, let's see. Ken Gerhart here. That's a $78 card if it's a PSA 10. I don't know why I see the edges here are not great. I don't know if that's something you could buff out before you send it off to grading. But it's definitely thicker on this side than it is on the left, and then it's thicker on the top than it is on the bottom. So definitely wouldn't probably get no 10, but we'll go ahead and put it in a top load. Just that's how we do it here. Like I said, it's just kind of how I process stuff. This is my way to kind of calm down, decompress from the day. Danny Gladden, Jim Gott. All right, now we're moving down to 40. Let's see. Just move through some of these quicker here. If they're all base, then we'll just move through them. Brad, Neil, Mike, Donnie. Guy Hoffman. Brian Holton. Once again, this is a card that's saying that it's about $15 as a 9. So we'll go ahead and sleeve it into a penny sleeve and put it in our 25 plus PSA 10s. Probably would fetch that, I would feel like, if you're getting 15 for a 9. Let's see, base. Trying to move through all this base. And then we get to something like this one. Rain Knight here. Saying it's an $89 card or so. About 90 bucks as a PSA 10. Once again, though, a little smaller for sure on the centering on this side compared to this side. So that kind of stuff's going to make you not a 10, 100%. But let's see here. We're going down to 66. If we have 66 in here, and then that one will be one that will sleeve up. Nope, we pulled 66. Then what's our next one? All right, 70 Greg Maddux, which I definitely pulled that one. So this Dave Martinez, and then the Fred McGriff, which I was going to say I probably pulled that too. So It was Dave Martinez, $27. So that'll go in our 25 plus pile. All right, we don't have anything else till 81 if we even have that one in here. Which we don't. We pulled that one already. Like I said, there were ones that I pulled name-wise that I was familiar with, or through a quick look, seeing who was worth something. 91. I think that one's probably in here. We'll see though. Yep. Matt Noakes. 29-ish dollar card for a PSA 10. Now this one's centering is pretty good. I think it's a little heavy on the top in the right side here than the other. It's opposites, but I don't know. They give you an allowance usually with those kind of things with centering. So, all right, and then what do we got next? 98 would be the next one that has some value here. That one I must have pulled already. Then we move to the hundreds, which are going to be all the way at the beginning because the weird way this does this. All right, so we got 102 and 104. Those ones would be... Nope, but we pulled those ones already. And then 109. Benny Santiago, going for about $52 as a PSA 10. Right there. And then what do we got here? We got 111, which isn't here. 113, 114. Mike Stanley says it's going for 25 as a PSA 10. We'll go ahead and toss that one in that pile. Let's see, 124 would be the next one. Nope, pulled that one already. And 29, which should be right before the end here. Nope, we pulled that one as well. All right, well, that's it. That's all of what we had here from this. So, clean up our base thing here, our base stack real quick. All right, and so that's all processed now. And that's, like I said, this is just kind of a way I decompress and also productive, you know, something to be productive to get through all this stuff. So now all this stuff's done, and I'll take each of these stacks, and I have monster boxes, which are those cardboard boxes with like 4 rows, and I have those separated into the same stuff, the same denominations, base, this, and then they'll go into those based on their sport, and that's how they get stored, and that's their process now. They're done. They don't have to ever be processed again. They're in here. I can now track their values if they fluctuate at all, whether it be up or down, and I know what I have. So kind of a handy thing. But yeah, I'm going to get off here. It was a nice little, probably hour and a half stream. Awesome hanging out with you guys. Absolutely love when you guys come through and we get to just hang out and you know, bullshit a little bit while we look at cards and talk the hobby and stuff like that. So appreciate anybody new that stopped in or anything like that. And I'll see you guys at the next one. Probably be ripping some stuff here soon. It's been a minute since I've ripped on the channel. I've been doing a lot of these hobby talk, hobby hangouts, and I really enjoy these. But we will have some more ripping stuff here soon. So if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I really appreciate you stopping by. And